comment. There's two people came up earlier. Are they still here? Yes, ma'am. Did you want to come up?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna be able to start out, and then I'm gonna kind of go after them, if you wouldn't mind hearing the neighbors out first.
Come up to the microphone, please.
So if you come up, state your name and your address. Everybody's from township.
Hi, I'm Deborah Eden, this is my husband Alan Eden, we are at 35 Nicolet's Road in Upper Cox Grove. And we only been here about, not even a year yet, March 25th we'll have been in your area for 1 year. We have had continual address issues since we've been here. When we purchased our property, it was addressed as 1769 Gilbertsville Road. Our builder, who is Rotelli, had the house facing Gilbertville Road, and we had requested that it be turned, which when it was turned, then faced what we thought would be Joanne Circle, only to find out that that wasn't our address either. We were then told it was gonna be Micklitz Drive, and again, we're told that was not our address either. In the interim, we had changed our address at least 4 times. And we ended up keeping a post office box in Collegeville because we couldn't get mail here. So we finally went to the courthouse just to make sure that the house was deeded correctly to the right address. It is, I have the paperwork on that. But we still are fighting this whole address thing. I actually got a letter from the post office saying congratulations on your new address, 35 Micklitz, Micklitz Drive, which is not our address. So we've been dealing with that for almost a year. The problem is I can't even get the utility folks to change my address. They're still recognizing everything as 1769 Gilbertsville Road, and I jokingly said they could keep billing that, but unless the rocks and trees can pay for it, they're not gonna get anything from us. So this has been an ongoing problem. The other issue that we're facing is now that this is Micklitz Road and there are only 2 houses on it, myself and the neighbors that are back here, it needs to be plowed when the snow hits, because to anyone plowing, they would only think that it's a very long driveway, when in fact, you've now deeded it as a road. And we can't do it. It's
Even a street sign there.
it even has a street sign, and we can't plow it, it's too much. So we're asking for your help with that, and especially with this address issue. We are just at our wits' end. We fight with Amazon, we fight with FedEx, nobody recognizes the address.
Like with the post office.
And the post office, and we're just concerned if there was an emergency, how would anyone find us? So,
That's my biggest concern.
yes.
If we had to call 911,
No,
we'd almost have to sit there and explain to them where we live.
Yes,
So let's do this. Have you called the township before?
Numerous times.
I've been trying to help them with this for about the
Are
same
you
amount of
Michelle?
time.
Michelle,
Yes.
yes, you have been very kind, yes, she has tried to help. It
Are
is
we
still
doing
going on.
easement with, on this area? I thought we did, so I'll have to go back and look at this easement. That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately for the
I
plowing.
mean, we have no problem, we would now certainly appreciate it staying as Micklitz
If it's gonna
Road.
be, yes,
Yeah.
But if it had to go back to Micklitz Drive, I mean, anything that would just clean this up.
So part of the issue is, that's the old Micklitz Road,
Exactly.
Micklitz.
right.
When Cherry Tree Farms was built, they put in a Micklitz Drive,
Right.
Micklitz, not Letz. There is only one, before these 2 properties were built, there was only one existing house, and it's 22 Micklitz Road.
For you on the right, as
On
you're
the,
coming in.
and on the right as you're coming in.
Right.
So I think that's part of the issue. I know both myself and our zoning officer have tried pretty much a lot of different avenues to try to get the matter resolved. And I guess I'm not happy to hear it's not resolved, but, even as far as, her reaching out to, I forget the last person that she reached out to, but seems to be an ongoing issue, and to me, I know when I was dealing with the Pottstown postmaster on this issue, it seemed like that's where the disconnect was, and it seemed like there was something that they needed to do that they weren't doing, but assured me they did do it several times. So I'm not sure where to go with this.
We actually went to the county courthouse.
Yeah, we did.
It's all registered.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
if you guys,
Nicholas
it's
Road,
all
Yeah,
in there.
because
everything's there.
typically,
Nobody can
typically
find us.
before we issue an address, our zoning officers issues an address, they get approval from County 911, the County Board of Assessments, the Pottstown Post Office, to make sure that there aren't any issues with the address.
Well, certainly, it should be, yes.
And a letter was issued and all those agencies were also copied, so I'm not sure where the disconnect is.
Where's the tax bill go to? The property tax?
It came to the first time it came to Micklitz Drive. The second time, the one we just got came to Micklitz Road.
Alright, so we'll have to see how much more we have to stack on top of this, see what more help from Michelle. But you've contacted her, which is,
Oh, yeah.
that's always the best part.
We've been playing with this for 11 months.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't worry, we're the government, we're here to help.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming and telling us.
Thank you.
certainly, thank you,
I'd like to see resolution to this by next meeting.
thank you very much.
Thank you guys, appreciate it. Other public comments? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Sarah, this is my husband David Bender, and we're at 35 Micklitz Road. Really just here, to support our neighbors and second everything, all the issues they just spoke about with their address. We're experiencing the same issues, and we're the only two residents on that road, so it's really,
How long you lived there?
We moved it in
Since
July.
July.
So you're the other new.
Yeah.
so it's part of it,
Correct,
okay.
correct. And I will just add that, because of this, we've been unable to update our voter registration and our address on our driver's license. So it's really, an issue in addition to the mail and the deliveries.
And also different accounts, like our credit cards and stuff, like we keep getting denied or cut off because they can't validate our address.
Yeah, we're basically saying our address doesn't exist.
Michelle, have you talked to Michelle already? Okay, do you have their name as well?
Yeah, we've gone back and forth to the post office and speaking with Michelle, and, we don't even know who to call at this point, so we've made a lot of calls.
The post office doesn't even have both of our addresses as the same road. Theirs is Micklitz
Yeah, so
Drive.
Drive, ours is
Yeah.
Micklitz Drive.
Does the,
So-
does the
It's,
prior home, the one that's been existing for, does that home have the same problems?
Not to
You're
my
saying
knowledge.
if that
no.
one- Let's find out, let's look at to see how that one's labeled, I assume it's Micklitz Road.
It's Micklitz Road,
Road, so-
LETZ.
Yeah, so, alright,
And then with the road, of course, the plowing the road issue, seconding that, and then, it is an emergency access road technically, so there's some, blockades from Gilbertsville, so you can't turn in on that road. And I'm just, raising, I think there needs to be more signage or a better fence or something there, because we've noticed people, just driving over our lawn
to
to
get around it.
get around the blockade, to get out to Gilbertsville.
I think that's
To
new,
know that thing.
so
It is new.
I just saw it for the first time, like, last
Yeah,
week.
it's definitely happened at least twice, and, of course, we don't want people driving over our lawn, but it's a safety issue. We were told it's an emergency access road because there's no visibility, so it's definitely a safety concern, and so those things. And then my last point is, we recently submitted a deck application for building, a deck onto our, we have a nice door to nowhere, the builder left it about 8 feet off the ground. And basically anything we do put there will be encroaching, I think, on a setback, a 15-foot setback. And we received a letter denying our deck permit that was citing a zoning board hearing that happened in August 2023. That was long before we became involved with this property, so we're assuming it was the builder, the Rotelli builder who had that meeting. And so we're just wondering if there's any way we can get access to those meeting notes or any information to know kind of what we're up against and what we might be able to do to get, we wanna be able to use that door. We literally can't use it at all, and that's the only access to our yard that's not right up against that busy roadway. So just anything we can do without spending a lot of money to go through, the, variance, appeals applications would be really appreciated.
Okay.
So if on that second issue, contact Michelle or the staff here, there'll be a right to know request that you should, put in, and then from that, you can get the, zoning hearing board decision that you just spoke of.
Okay.
Okay, and it'll give you, and that should detail what that decision and if any conditions were on that,
Okay.
at that time.
Very good.
Mr. Solicitor, would a solution be just to rename the road so that clear the decks of all this Micklitz spelling?
So I can tell you this was a concern, when this came in, the two different Micklitz spellings and the drives and the roads, so we knew this was gonna, well, didn't know it was gonna be an issue, we knew it already was an issue, creating some confusion, so that may be an easy way to resolve this, picking a road name, and then, but that also has to go through these same departments, it has to go through post office, EMS, all that, all those agencies, so, but that may be the easiest way to solve this confusing issue.
So we'll look at both those.
I mean,
Vehicle Road or something.
I'm fine with Bender's Way.
Exactly, pick a name.
Just come up with a real cool name, only two of you gotta agree on it.
Well, I think we should put this in our priority.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Other public comments? Seeing no other public comments, we're closing public comments. Commissioner